Hello. Welcome, gamers. I am, in fact, 2 minutes late, 1 to 2 minutes late today. And that is because I had a work meeting that was scheduled to end at 5 p.m. And as you all know, meetings never end early. I mean, I guess they do sometimes. But this was the kind of meeting that just it was not going to end. Okay, I already knew. I was like, it was like 4:57. I was like, this meeting is not ending. And then I was going to be like, you know, at 5:01 I would have been like, sorry, I gotta drop. But thankfully the person was like, oh, sorry, we're like 2 minutes over, we gotta make sure to wrap this up. And then it was wrapped up, and then I started my stream, and then I am now here. Anyway, welcome Wolfie, welcome Hamplo, welcome Stream Element, welcome Hamp, welcome Slime Molder, and Yuyuko. Where do you think this is? Anyone familiar with geography? You think this is California? Do you think perhaps this is the Golden Gate Bridge, maybe? I think you would be right, maybe. I would assume that you're right, but I guess we'll find out. Whoa, so true, it is in fact California, dude. Baker Beach? I don't even know. I don't even know how to bake beach even. Welcome Oregon. I think that's California. The Golden Gate Bridge. No, you're wrong. Okay, it specifically said Baker Beach. There's no mention at all of any sort of Golden Gate Bridge. I think you're mistaken. Classic mistake to make. You know, people, they think they know, but they don't know. We're playing web fishing. Do you see that Power Wash Simulator 2? Do you see that back there? How do you bake beach? That's the question that I don't think anyone is ready to answer. To know the answer to. No one. Literally, no one knows. Alright, unlisted, max players, request to join, manual. Why do I even play this game, guys? Every single time I start up this game, I think, what am I doing, you know? What are we even doing? Now they got NFTs in here, look, they got NFT. Unbelievable. The things that have become of society. Anyway, how's it going? How's everyone doing? Should I perhaps have picked a different game for today? Should I perhaps have chosen the lawn mowing sim or whatever? Have I played the Ghost Pumpkin Festival game? Yes, I have. Maybe like 3 years ago. Oh, never mind, guys. My computer has crashed. Thanks for joining the lobby. Unfortunately, it will be closed because my computer is bad. Actually, right before I went live, or no, I was live, but I was on the waiting screen. My computer's fan started spinning really, really loud suddenly. And I had never heard it spin that fast. It was on the desktop even. I had not opened any programs. It was spinning. It was really loud. And I was like, that's strange. And then I shut it down. That's cool, right? This year there's more pumpkins. Well, I mean, I haven't really played it in the past several years, so I don't remember how many pumpkins there are. But I think that's cool. You know, supply and demand. Sometimes you're supplying, sometimes you're demanding. And sometimes you're logged onto another computer already playing web fishing. Isn't that crazy? Web fishing 2, new ver. Web fishing version 1.12. Now, I also don't have confidence that this lobby is going to last for more than like 5 minutes. But I will create a new one. It's probably going to crash a second time. because that's usually how it goes. But we will find out. It might even crash right now. Nope, it did not crash. X2 pan. X2 when you have 2 pans. I'm sure someone's gonna comment on this method. They're gonna show up, they're gonna be like, whoa, X2 pan, what does that mean? They don't even know. Welcome Crespian C. They don't even know. I don't even know who this is. If you have tried to join... What is this sound? Is that sticky keys? I thought I turned that off. Sticky keys. Keyboard shortcut, press the shift key. Didn't I turn that off? Pretty sure I turned that off. Turn off sticky keys, play a sound. Okay. Anyway, that's you. Alright, well, anyway. How is it going, y'all? How is it going, y'all? Are you having a good Wednesday? It's already, you know, the week is already half over. Someone banned tried to join? No, that's not even anyone. Has anyone in the history of Windows actually used sticky keys? I would assume probably people with disabilities. That's probably the target audience. But I cannot relate. But I could understand how it could be useful. Welcome, Gibbons. I could understand the usefulness of having a button held down by pressing it once. But at my current state of existence, I don't need it. And I hope to never need it. But if there is ever a time when I do need it, that would be quite unfortunate. And I would be glad that it's there. Those are things you don't think about, you know? Like, you ever see infomercials on TV and you're like, this is so stupid. Why would anyone need a product that does this, right? They showed like the black and white montage of someone like failing to do some simple task. And you're like, they don't even know how to, like, you know, what's a common like thing? I don't know. Because they have to market them. They're made for people with disabilities, but they have to market them to cheap viewers. I can't believe this, guys. Why would they do that? They have to market them to, you know, to regular, not to imply that disabled people are not regular. That was a bad choice of words. They have to advertise them to non-disabled people, because that's where most of the money comes from. For if you're putting an ad on TV, that's how you maximize your revenue. But they're, you know, they're useful for people that cannot do various things. Have you considered this recently? Anyway, I don't know what else is going on. I had banh mi today. It's pretty good, right? I feel like every other week I talk about this. I'm just like, what do you guys have? And then I said, I had a banh mi. And the people go, yo, I love banh mi. It's pretty good. And then we talk about like types of food. Pretty sure last week we talked about Indian food. Remember that? That was also during webfishing. I had this thought of a mage original character who dual wields 2 wands. One named Supply, which heals, and one named Demand, which does damage spells. But I had this thought 5 minutes ago. That is, in fact, when I said Supply and Demand. That is true. What if there was a resource called Manned, and you were supplying it? You could say you were supplying the Manned, guys. Like, what if, have you considered making a virtual currency called Manned? Is that the new cryptocurrency? Supplying demand? I don't know. Just think about this. Man, that's a TF2 guy, right? Manco. I had leftover fried rice with a couple extra fried eggs. Dang. That sounds good. Was it fried rice with like anything Any kind of meat besides egg. I guess egg is not a meat, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Because, you know, you got pork fried rice, you got chicken fried rice, you got shrimp fried rice. You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice. There was a little chicken. That's good. Chicken, I feel like, you know, if you could only eat one animal for the rest of your life, would you pick chicken? We talked about this as well. I would pick chicken. Because I think there's so many ways to make chicken. There's like fried chicken, there's like stir-fried chicken, there's like chicken fried rice. I've only been naming fried ways to prepare chicken. There's like chicken salads. There's like chicken egg. I don't know. Did I welcome Press Me and See? I'm pretty sure I did, right? No, you were here. You were here. Chicken's pretty balanced, meat and eggs. Exactly. I have too many eggs, which are just past the best buy date, but the only immediate way I can see that I can think to use the eggs is cracking into instant noodles. Dang. I mean, that's also good, right? Welcome B Pullen. What the frick? B Pullen? What happened to A Pullen? This is not even a Hamflo joke. You used to be called A Pullen. What happened to A Pullen? Did you get banned? Now you're B Pullen? What the heck? I drove past an actual chicken crossing an actual road on my way home today. Hope he made it where he was headed. Do you think the chicken, like, understood where it was going? Did it even have a goal in mind? Or was it simply living its life? I'd consider beef, honestly, because there's really savory fatty beef, but also very lean beef, which has its uses. Yeah, but I feel like there's not as many ways to prepare beef, right? Like, I feel like, maybe that's not true. But compared to chicken, it's like beef steak. You could have a burger, ground beef, sky beef, and like, I don't know. That's like most of it, right? Fried beef, you could have fried beef, sea beef, space beef. I don't know. Don't know anything about that guy, but he sounds cool and handsome. What if I do /user A Poland, is it gonna say you've been banned? No, it does not say that you were banned. So why is B Poland here? Why is there B Poland? Freeze or cook? Oh yeah, there's also beef jerky, right? Beef jerky. It's like really expensive. Thank you, Hamp, for the 12 months. That is, in fact, many months. I would argue I can think of slightly more ways to prepare beef versus chicken, due to you can have beef patty, rare, or even raw in some cases. No, I don't think so. I think that's different. Also, thank you, Xtag, for 13 months. Hey, everyone, if you want to post your subscription renewals, you can do it right now. Create an artificial hype train to obtain the new hype train emotes if you want. You don't have to. Probably not going to get it anyway. That's how it goes. You gotta get like hype train at least level 2 to get the level 1 emotes. But that never happens, because people are always subscribing at different moments. They never coordinate the resubs, people just start doing them. And I think you're losing out. You're missing out on emotes that you will never use. I already participated in a hype train a week ago. Did you get a good emote though? Been holding on to that message for a few days just for this occasion. Which one? Oh, that one? No, but you gotta wait until, like, it's already active, right? But then I guess it would never happen then. I'm getting pinged on Slack. I'm checking Slack, okay? I could read this some other time. I could possibly check. Sub anniversary in 19 days. It's also kind of messed up because I had posted my Choco Jack sub renewal before her birthday. I should have thought ahead of time, you know? Because, you know, you can usually count on most people to resub during a birthday. And then when there was like a hype train level 5, I was like, oh, frick. I already posted my sub renewal. I didn't even think this far in advance. Unbelievable. Same thing for, like, I think a bunch of other times, you know? Gotta consider when you post your sub renewal. If we are throwing eggs into the use cases for chicken, I think that's cheating. Maybe chicken takes the lead. Yeah, I feel like if someone said you could only eat chicken for the rest of your life, I feel like including eggs in that is kind of against the spirit of the question. Because, like, is it really a chicken, though? Isn't it, like, not technically even, like, alive or whatever? I mean, it's like, it's not... It was never going to become a real chicken because it wasn't, like, fertilized or what, what's it called? I don't know. I think this one's pretty new. Spill the tea. The chicken produces it. Yeah, but, like, is it really chicken? Is this like a Ship of Theseus question? It's not, but it's like a similar kind of vibe. Right, just because the chicken produced it, does that make it chicken, though? Right, like, I don't know. Maybe. Also, welcome up ProdZPod. I know you joined the lobby, but I do not welcome people unless they say a message in the chat. In the stream chat. There's people that redeem something, and I see them redeem it, and I just don't welcome them. Because I'm like, if you want to be welcome, you gotta say a message in the chat. Is at this moment I'm amused by the thought that a chicken fried steak is a funny name for a beef dish. Yeah, it's like beef fried in the style of fried chicken, right? I always thought that was strange. Chicken fried beef. You're telling me a chicken fried this beef? I don't think so. What if you can eat eggs but only fertilized eggs? Well, that, I don't know. At what point is it really a chicken, though? Welcome, Gail Kaiser. I guess this is kind of like getting into some existential things. Some things that may even correspond to humans and other controversial topics. If you get eggs out of chicken, then you should be able to count milk from cows and then... yeah, right? If you said you could only ever eat beef and then, like, you counted milk as part of that... Well, no, because that's not really eating, though. That's like drinking. That's a different thing. Classic elementary school meal. The school lunch milk. Chicken. What, did they have chicken fried steak at your school lunch? Whoa, it's me. I'm assuming it's not done, so I will not screenshot it. But that's cool. Always good art. You can make things like yogurt or cheese. They had chicken fried steak in my school pretty regularly. I don't think I ever had it. Kind of a random food. I don't recall a single instance when I've had chicken fried steak at school. It sounds fancy. I feel like the most common... Actually, I wonder what the most common school lunch food was. Like, I often remember, like, the pizza. The pizza that's not that good. But like, I feel like, okay, we've talked about this so much already. I feel like every month we talk about school lunch. And then I pull up like a Google search image of school lunch and I go, oh, you guys remember this thing? You guys remember the ice cream that came in these small containers? All of that stuff. And then I'm always like, I remember when I was a kid and cartoons, they always hated broccoli, but then I was like, broccoli's pretty good, and then I had school lunch broccoli and I realized why people don't like it. Classic Wolfie discussion topic that happens probably at least once a month. Sounds crazy, I never had anything fried except sometimes nuggets, sometimes chicken patties, both probably from Frozen, the movie known as Frozen. Welcome to Tricious. I think every school had mediocre pizza on the menu. Yeah. There were some times when the pizza, they had like 3 different types of pizza. Did anyone relate to this? Here we go again, talking about school lunch. They had 3 types of pizza. They had the one that was like really small but circular. They had the kind that was like long and rectangular. And then they had the one, the best one was when they had ones that were like actually triangular. It arguably still wasn't good, but it was definitely better than any of the other ones. But I remember specifically when we had pizza, I was like, oh, which kind of pizza? Was it the bad one or the decent one? And square and stuffed crust? I've never seen that. Something about square slices of pizza is just disappointing. Yeah, the Elio's style pizza. Yeah, personal size deep dish pizza. What? Your school sounds so fancy. What the heck? They had deep dish pizza? We didn't have that. I think those were the only 2 variants. Stuffed crust pizza? Deep dish pizza goes hard. I feel like it would be hard for it to go hard though, right? Because there's so much sauce. Wouldn't it be very soft, honestly? No, I'm doing this thing where I misinterpret it. Gail Kaiser, okay. Despite the fact that you are a new chatter that I've never seen before, you are contributing to discussion, so I will allow you to join. This is you're being granted a very rare exception here, because usually when people try to join, I'm like, you cannot join, okay? Because you could be a hacker, you could draw weird stuff. This is what happened last time, okay? Someone I did not know tried to join. They drew absolutely awful things, and I stopped trusting strangers. But because you have proven yourself to be at least a little bit trustworthy by commenting on the topic of discussion, you can join. Now, if you betray my trust, I will literally never trust strangers in web fishing ever again. And it will be your fault. So just make sure you know that you are representing all the new chatters of all time. Just a small responsibility, okay? Better not mess it up. Anyway, guys, I won't draw anything bad. Is drawing a face from a horror game fine? It depends on which one. If you're gonna draw Uboa from Yumeniki, that's fine. You can do that. Welcome, Pepega Dreams. A game called I'm Scared. I think I saw Vacuously play that one. I don't remember anything about that game, honestly. But as long as you're not drawing over someone else's art, okay, like this stuff right here, as long as you're not drawing over this stuff, you could draw it here. You could draw it on this one if you want. This one right here, if you would like. The butterfly effect of destroying Wolfie's faith in humanity will be huge. It's gonna be so awful, okay? If I trust strangers and they betray my trust, I will be a broken human being, okay? Mind if I join? Okay, Oregon, I hold on, let me check let me check your chat history. No, you've been here before. You know what? Sure. You've been here for several streams. Your first message was in February. And it was a 7 TV emote that I definitely don't have. Okay, you better not betray my trust, okay? If anyone here, I will be inconsolable. I will literally cry internally, not on stream, but I will end the stream. After the stream, I'll be like, I can't believe that they would do this to me. Such a big trust makes me nervous. It should. It should. Because of what the people have done before you. The historical relevance of this, okay? I'm watching, okay? You better not. You better not. Okay. Choco J Dog sob. Anyone else cry recently? Anyone crying right now? This game can be a minefield. It was so bad. Everyone was hacking back in the day. You would let someone join and they would like, they'd hack like an image where it shouldn't be. You know, they made this into a drawable area. They started drawing bad apple. And like, while you might think that's cool, it's really scary because that means people can draw arbitrary animations on your screen by hacking. Understandable. I came back from a lobby earlier that spoke major profanity. Exactly. It has been a time since last cry. Hey everyone, when was the last time you cried? Can you tell me in excruciating detail? No, don't actually. Unless it's non-serious. Unless it was something silly. It's like, oh, I cried because, like, I don't know. They were out of McNuggets or something. Streamer, I cried because my favorite streamer, I don't know, didn't read my message. I cried because I left a nice message and the streamer ignored it. And I put my heart and soul into that message. And for them to not acknowledge it ruined my day. At a manhwa? Okay, that's a reasonable response. Welcome back. Speaking of crying, I'm literally crying right now. Cry when you told me to shut my... It leaked... I can't believe she would leak the DMs. Yes. Remember that arc when I did not know how to breathe properly? I remember that. That happened. This was when I used to stream on YouTube. And then I was like, it turns out I don't actually know how to breathe properly. And then I watch videos and it's like, you can breathe by ensuring that your tongue is at the roof of your mouth instead of the floor. And then I was like, is this true? And then I asked all my friends and they're like, yeah, actually, I'd never realized, but actually my tongue is at the roof of my mouth by default. And I'm like, what the frick? Why did no one tell me this? Welcome, Matthias. Do you guys know that? Does anyone here not by default have your tongue at the roof of your mouth? Because you should consider switching it up. Yeah, okay. I did ask a question and I forgot. Okay, yes. Okay, so you did not by default have it. See, right? Because it's like, it makes sense intuitively because of gravity. With gravity, you know, you would expect the tongue to like naturally be at the bottom, but like that's not the case. I didn't before learning of mewing. Yeah, that's also like a mewing thing, but it's like, it's actually real and helps you breathe better. Breathing sword style. That's the fact that I learned at this stream. You can learn so much by watching streams. I learned it, and now I can breathe properly. I spent many weeks, at least 2 weeks, and I also helped several people. When I posted about it, people were like, I didn't know that. What the frick? You're telling me that I've been breathing wrong my entire life. How exactly does it help? There's like a video that describes it. It's like it makes it so that less air goes into your mouth. I don't know. There's science somewhere, probably. Any fans of science? Anyway, the what am I saying? The context behind this is that Vacuously doesn't know how to breathe. And she laughed at me. When on her stream I said I spent 2 weeks learning how to breathe, she laughed harder than any joke I'd ever told. It wasn't even a joke. It was like actually serious. It was funny. It was not a joke. It was like actually for real. Like imagine someone in your chat had like a breathing disorder and they were like, I spent a lot of time like trying to figure out how to work through this breathing disorder. And after a lot of time practicing, I learned how to breathe properly. And then the streamer goes, ah ha ha. Ah, that's so funny, right? Wouldn't that be messed up? It'd be fricked up. Welcome, DX Nomad. It frees the airways, exactly. Anyway. Right, I have a friend who has to breathe using a machine. You think if that friend was watching a stream, the streamer made fun of someone for learning how to breathe, they would feel so alienated. They'd be like, oh, I thought this was a welcoming environment. And the fact that everyone else also laughed, there was like one person that was like, why are you laughing at this? And I was like, thank you. The one person who understood that I was being serious. I worded the message in a way that was funny. That is true. I didn't say I learned how to breathe properly. I did say I learned how to breathe. Yo, welcome, Yuffie. Were you doing some kind of retro thing? Perhaps Sonic? Perhaps something? What are you doing? Pikmin? Hope you had a good time playing Pikmin. Didn't they have like a Nintendo like thing yesterday that people think is about Pikmin? Welcome Sithis, welcome Crazeder, welcome Youth, welcome Just Lewis, welcome Scribbles, Hideo. Is that the real Hideo Kojima? Yeah, we were talking about mouth breathing. Does anyone here know? Do you guys know that there's proper tongue posture that helps with breathing, and you're supposed to by default have your tongue at the roof of your mouth? And if you don't, then right, you found that out recently, right? It's not obvious, right? You would think because of gravity that it would be at the bottom, but that's not the case. I was shook. Right? See, this isn't common knowledge. This is things you learn. But there's people that just do this naturally. It's the big Kojambu. The real Hideo Kojima. The breath thing comes from James Nestor book, Breathe the New Science. It's kind of wacky that like I don't know how to, I did not know how to breathe properly. When I learned about tongue posture, I ended up putting too much pressure and hurting my jaw all the time. No. I think for me, what it probably was, so when I was in high school, I got braces. It might have been middle school, actually. When I was in middle school, I had braces. And I think, like, it was the kind of braces where they had, like, the... How do I describe it? It's like, this is your teeth, right? This is, like, the top row of your teeth. It's, like, the bottom row. They had, like, a little, like, thing that was, like, stuck to the roof of your mouth. I don't know what to call it. It's, like, a metal plate or something. And I feel like before I had braces... Okay, so, like, your tongue is here. And then, like, they had, like, this thing. You had, like, braces here. And I feel like because that metal plate was there, like, it was very uncomfortable to have my tongue at the roof of my mouth. So I think like braces like cause me to not breathe the right way. Like I think naturally, because it was so annoying to have my tongue up there, it was just, I don't know, I just stopped doing it. Remember to blink? True. I mean, how can you take deep breaths with all the toxic stuff in the air? That's why you breathe through the nose, because it like filters like whatever. Filters the things. Imagine breathing. I did that. I breathed manually for like 2 weeks, and I was able to do it really well. And now I can very easily breathe correctly. Not a retainer. A retainer is a similar thing, but it was built into the braces. And it was metal. What video was it? Wait, what did I just say? I forgot what I was talking about. Did I mention a video? Is this a Mandel device? No, it's okay, let me find an image. Braces with metal plates at the top. Does anyone do like very specific searches like this? What are those braces called with the metal plate at the roof of the mouth? Do I want to show? Maybe I don't want to put this on screen because, yeah, it was kind of like this. It was kind of like this. Oh, this is gross. Let's not look at this. It was kind of like that. Do they not do those braces anymore? I would assume they're still in use. I don't know. It was not a retainer though. I did have a retainer after I had my braces. But I feel like, yeah, I feel like that would have a similar issue, right? Because if you have the retainer, it's not comfortable to have your tongue at the roof of your mouth. Sometimes I work at closed caption, sometimes look up what's the name of the sound XY animal makes, or verb form for sound of thunder. Yeah. Hey everyone, reveal your most recent search. I'm just kidding. Unless the tongue is a muscle and is much bigger than you might expect. If it isn't at least partially extended roof of the mouth, it collects closer to the throat. Exactly. Anyway, so now you all know. If you didn't know, now you know. Another thing I learned recently that I should have known my entire life is that I have been using toothpaste incorrectly. You all know that when you use toothpaste, you're not supposed to rinse out your mouth with the water afterwards. You're supposed to you're just supposed to spit out the toothpaste and not rinse your mouth out. And then that causes the toothpaste to stay in your teeth for a while. For my entire life until this year, I had just been brushing my teeth and then spitting out. Yeah, it's I don't know. It was kind of unintuitive. I did not know that. But now that I do know, I feel like my teeth are probably much fresher than they were. My most recent search, Mewing Mew, because someone's probably drawn that. The Pokemon. That's crazy. How to exploit Legend Arceus massive outbreaks. Oh yeah, okay, this was people's recent searches. What was my most recent search? I guess it was literally the one you just saw me type on screen. I heard of that, but it's gross not to, right? I feel like when I first learned about it, I was like, there's no way, right? I think, is this why people find it gross to drink orange juice after brushing their teeth? Because they did it the right way and they have the toothpaste still in their teeth? I don't know. Why does it taste like strawberry? Do you have strawberry toothpaste? Heard that, but I still do it wrong now on purpose. No, you gotta do it right though. Think about all the freshness you're missing out on. They should teach this in schools, right? There's a bunch of things that are common knowledge that you think you would know, but someone tells you and you're like, wait a second. Point and click mystery flash game machine was my last search. Did you find what you were looking for though? I wish I was taught how to properly floss my teeth. We had this discussion as well. I do not floss my teeth, but I should. We've had one person who is very adamant about getting like a water pick or whatever. They're like, Wolfie, you should get a water pick. And I was like, I probably should. But then I never did. I'm afraid to floss because I think my filling will pop out again. Has anyone here had fillings? I feel like my teeth have always been in like pretty good condition. I've never had cavities. I've never had to like get any teeth replaced. Or I mean, I guess like natural replacement. Like, you know, they grow in, that's how I get them replaced. I've never had like a cavity. I guess I also, because like I don't really eat that many sugary things. Orange juice is gross afterwards even if you rinse your mouth, so is tea or beer. I feel like tea is fine. I don't drink beer, so I don't really know what that's like. But I feel like I'm... Actually, no, maybe I haven't. I would have assumed that I would have had tea shortly after brushing my teeth. But I don't think that's the case, actually. In our country, we used an additional fluoride cream for teeth teeth treatment, not replacement. Fluoride cream. I used my water pick twice and then threw it away. I don't really even know what that is, a water pick. I've heard people talk about it, but I've never... Okay, let's look it up. There's the game Submachine. Oh, it's one of these. I have never had one. Never seen this in real life. I did not go to the dentist for 10 years and nothing happened. Yeah, of course. I'm bad about brushing TBH, but I also don't, or used to not eat sugary things so much, and I think that helped. Yeah, I don't really eat that many sweets, which is good for me, because they're bad for you. There's one. Oh, there's another thing. Y'all know that you're supposed to brush your teeth for 2 minutes at a time? I did not know this until maybe like 4 years ago when I got an electric toothbrush. And like the toothbrush will like vibrate. It'll like do like a little, what's it called? Like a little noise every 30 seconds to tell you to switch to like a different part of your teeth. I did not know. The first time I brushed my teeth for 2 minutes, I was like, this is such a long time. I was probably like brushing my teeth for like 1 minute or less. Actually, no, it wasn't a toothbrush. It was, you remember Pokemon Smile? That's what taught me. This app that was made for kids. When it came out, I was like, I'll try this. And then it was like, you had to brush your teeth for like 2 minutes. It's like, oh, is this real? It was real. I learned from Pokemon Smile. Let me scroll up. Water pick didn't work for me. What was a game changer was the floss with a little handle. Oh, was it the one? They have what's it called? There's some toothpicks that have like the little handle. It's kind of like a mage staff, right? It's like this. And then they have like the flosses here. Those, yeah, is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, I've seen these. I think it makes sense. I would not be flossing if it wasn't for those. Interesting. I think they are quite nice. Yeah, and then you can use this thing to like pick out stuff. Water pick is very good, but feels slightly tedious to use. You feel pretty clean after using it. I don't know. I've never used it. Has anyone here also not used it? Floss picks are good. Those help me so much. I frequently dislocate my jaw trying to get my back teeth without those. Does anyone here not have their what's wisdom teeth removed? I still have my wisdom teeth. That's why I'm so smart. If they removed the wisdom teeth, I would be dumb, guys. Wisdom. Oh, I recognize this. What is my character? The cat. It's a cat. Don't remember me, but my wisdom teeth. Gotta remove them soon. I have no need to remove my wisdom teeth. The live 2D avatar. What is it? It's me. I think you'll have to be more specific about your question. It's just me. That's literally me in real life. Literally in real life. Whoa. Anyway, what else were we talking about? What were we talking about? What was my most recent Google search that was not the stuff I looked up on screen? Let me search. History, google.com/history. What have I searched today? It shows me things that are not just my searches. Filter by... I don't even know how to search for it. Trying to think of how to word it. Do you mean the art style? Are you like, I recognize this art style. Many people have copied this art style. I wonder where you got this from. Is that the question? Because I do get asked that sometimes. You're like, it reminds me of Hololive English, specifically Amelia Watson. Is that along the lines of your question? I think what I'm trying to think of is background. Background. I don't know. It's me. I drew it. Tedro Soup. Okay, unfortunately, Tedro Soup, I don't know who you are. I'm not sure if you have left a message in the chat. And I went on this whole thing saying I will not trust random strangers. L Gasp. Okay, see, here's the thing. This is your first time chat. Unfortunately, I have to be very careful about letting people on that I've never seen before. Because I've had a bad experience. Someone has joined the lobby and drawn very, very obscene things. And ever since then, I have stopped trusting strangers. I've let 2 people on today that I don't know that well. I mean, they're pretty well behaved. I've not seen them do anything bad. However, I think that is all the risk that I'm willing to take. Especially as you are not participating in conversations. Anyway, let me screenshot this. What? Sorry, not 2, 3 people. There have been 3 people that are not normally on this stream. Trust no one, not even yourself. Not even me. I've been here a few times. I wasn't talking about you. That's why I let you on, because I've seen your name. I know that you're a trusted chatter in other streams as well. I've seen you on the L:Q channel. And others. And I'm like, this guy, this individual, if they act up, then that would be messed up. But I can sort of trust them at least. Anyway, that's life. Anyway, what's everyone else doing? Anyone else having a good time? Anyone having a bad time? Welcome, Keygen Mayor. No, unfortunately, no. No, I will not let you join. Because I do not know you. Me drawing? Anyone else drawing recently? Anyone drawn anything recently? Can I show you my drawings? I've shown you my drawings. Let me show you my drawings again. Check out this drawing. Check out this drawing, huh? Check out that Choco Jack's drawing. Check out this drawing. Look at that vacuously drawing. There it is. Check out. Actually, I guess I haven't drawn that much recently. Wow, she seems like someone that would make very original jokes. Someone who would not steal jokes. I did get legendary sea fish on your server just now. Congrats. Welcome soul hackers as well. Let's see, Matthew says, I fell and injured my side, ribs hurt, and then I got a cough that made my ribs hurt even worse. What the frick? Well, I hope you're doing well. I hope you recover soon. I got frustrated programming, so we're programming for fun now. That's good. I always enjoy programming for fun. I was having a bad time until I took a break from my project to play this lobby. Aren't you glad I let you join? Imagine if I was like, you can't join, and then you continue to have an awful day. Not necessarily drawing, but I've been learning Blender. I did try to learn Blender some time ago. It was a bit too much, so I gave up. But I think that's cool. Do not feel bad for me. I fell because I was playing Pokemon Go. Yeah, more like you should Pokemon Go to the doctor. Am I right, guys? No, probably not, Jack. I made the joke before you. You can't do that. You can't steal my joke. Imagine stealing my joke. No one would ever do that. That'd be messed up. To be understandable, if I couldn't join though, just drawing shading stinks. Well, drawing is fun. If you were thinking about drawing, you know, you're like, oh, I would love to learn how to draw someday. Now is a good time. You could draw right now. She's smiling. Look at this smiler. First she laughs at my suffering. She steals my joke. Can we cancel her? Have you seen there's like a recent thing where like someone posted a 1,000-page document about something? The VTuber drama? Anyone know VTuber drama? Wasn't there someone? What's that about? Do I want to know? Maybe I don't want to know. All I saw was that someone was like posting like, okay, remember when I got canceled? Here's a 1,000-page document. I'm gonna make a 1,001 page about me. What would you put on it though? I don't think I've done anything cancelable. Like the only thing I would say is that I was cringe, right? If you go back like 15 years and you're like, oh, remember this thing Wolfie did? That was cringe, right? I feel like that's the only thing. But then what if someone's like, oh yeah? What about when you said this? And then I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I think you wouldn't want to know about the drama. Can't believe it. Remember when Wolfie didn't know how to breathe? I remember. I talked about it. It's the age-old assumption that more word equals better. Yeah, there's too much documents. It's too many. Welcome Orfish. Remember when Wolfie had 65 viewers at once? Why would you say that? I would suggest not saying that. Because some people are very conscious about their view count. Like, I personally don't mind. But if you go into another chat and you say, whoa, streamer, you have this many viewers right now. They would be like, I don't know, don't tell me that. Don't you dare tell me my view count. Remember when Wolfers wasn't able to let go of web fishing? Because I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. No one plays this game. Actually, that's not true. We do have many people playing the game today. Usually no one plays the game. But I play the game. And by play the game, I just mean I just walk around. I'm not even fishing. Have I fished once today? I don't think I've literally... I don't think I've fished once today. No, I have. I fished at least twice. I was jumping around. That's what I do. Anyway, it is time for me to drink water, though. As you all know, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Perfect time to hydrate. I'm gonna do that right now. Alright. I've done it. I've accomplished hydration. You think there's someone out there who also like didn't know how to drink water properly? Similar to like how, you know, people don't know proper breathing technique. Imagine one day someone's like, hey, do you know that you can drink water like this? And they're like, what the frick? I've been drinking water wrong my whole life. I've been doing everything wrong. It turns out I didn't understand anything. What have you all learned recently? Has there been anything of interest that you've learned that we should all know? Have I learned anything recently? Can I check my notes? Today I learned. Oh, in my notes, I wrote down. I said when I wrote this down. Today I learned, this was Saturday, today I learned Altskop is Ukrainian. And then September 18th, today I learned Porosad is a creature from League of Legends. And then the day before that, today I learned the pronunciation of scarce. I've been pronouncing it scarce my entire life. It's scarce. Today I learned C has binary literals. September 10th, today I learned it is Piss's birthday. Today I learned British terms for bread, barm and bap. Grass is newer than dinosaurs. There's several things I learned. And that's so cute to write down. I take notes on viewers. And I tell them on stream. People joke about the viewer spreadsheet, but it's real. My latest Google search is water drinking posture. Is there any? See, it has binary literals? It does, right? I learned that on stream. I thought it didn't, and then someone was like, no, I'm pretty sure it does, and then I tried it, and it works. At least in recent versions of C. I don't know. Am I planning on playing any spooky games? I feel like I don't usually do that. I feel like the last time I played a spooky game in October was probably like 3 years ago. Can I search youtube.com/Wolfington? How would I even search for this? Halloween? Spooky? If I just search for spooky? Tier list? I did a candy tier list last year. I did. Oh, wasn't there yeah, Power Wash Sim? Didn't they have like spooky levels? 2 years ago I played various games. Karamara is a fun spooky one. That's the game you played, right? Yesterday. What do I search? Spooky? I tuned into the VOD. I watched it at 3x speed. I did not retain any information because it was also playing when I was at work. I don't know. Apparently there are health issues drinking water while standing. What the heck? I played this. Remember this game? 3x speed. I have to catch up. Right? It's like not every second really matters, you know? Gotta know if I missed out on anything. I don't know. Does anyone else watch videos at 3x speed? Anyone else relate to watching videos at really high speed? Did I talk about this? The messed up thing is that on YouTube Premium now, they let you watch videos up to 4x speed. Previously, 2x used to be the maximum. And so like when you go in the app, there's like a button you can press. And I was so used to like the right side, the most rightmost option being 2x speed. When they added the update to make it so that 4x speed was the maximum, 2x speed is now like in the middle here, right? It's now here. So like for some time I had been listening to videos at like 3x or 4x speed. I was like, huh, this seems like way faster than usual. I feel like I'm usually able to understand it. But then I was like, oh, it's because they made 4x. I'm so used to like dragging the slider all the way to the right. And now I have to like be more careful. Highest I go is 2x. Yeah, that's the highest that most websites allow you to go to. But I have a custom JavaScript thing that I wrote. I actually wrote it for like work training videos. Does anyone else have this? Like when you have to do like training modules at work, like anti-harassment training and like, you know, don't reveal company secrets and like don't accept bribes from strangers or whatever. They make you watch the video at 1x speed. It's like, oh. It's the most obvious questions. Like, hey, this person, they give you a scenario. It's like, hey, this person is having lunch with this other person, and they offered $10,000 for their company secrets. Should he have taken the bribe? And it's like, no, I didn't need to watch like a video to know this. And it's like, oh, this person's at work and he sexually harassed his coworker. Was he in the rights? Obviously not, right? So I'm just like, for those training videos, I like, since you could not speed it up in the UI, I was just like, I'm gonna inspect source, inspect the HTML element, and then just like figure out how to write a script to make it play at 2x speed. And you know what the messed up part was? It did play at 2x speed, but the website was hard coded to like not allow you to proceed until a certain amount of time has passed. So it's like, although the video finished, I still have to wait for like the rest of the time. But whatever. It's fine. 2x only if the speaker is extremely slow, I feel. On YouTube mobile, if you select 2x speed and touch and hold your screen, it'll go over 2x speed. Well, I don't know. I panned that. Yes, everyone thinks they should have taken the bribe. For 10k clam? No, it's against company policy. You can't do that. I think I need to watch that video. I've been selling company secrets like crazy. Can you tell us about it? Can you make a video about it on your YouTube channel? Welcome, aloe vera. You guys know Matthias is famous? I didn't know this. I didn't know this until last year. He was like a chatter. I was like, this is the guy who chats in my stream and other streams. And then I was like, wait a second. I've seen your YouTube videos. Like 2 years later, I was like, I've seen this guy. How to take company bribes tutorial video? No, I would never. Alright, have a good night. My first night's sleep has a nosebleed. I hope it goes well. I hope you're successful. Also, thank you for stating that you're leaving, because I feel like usually you just leave. I'm like, oh no. Why would I say oh no? Am I parasocial? I think I'm parasocial. Can't believe an active chatter would just leave. Anyone else do that? I feel like I just leave, usually. If I have to like drop out of a stream, I just leave. A pair of social. Yeah, pair of D's. It's a big occasion. I really do hope it goes well. Because, like, I lived my entire life until several years ago not knowing I was breathing wrong. And I'm like, I'm sure you could do it. I had to try for 2 weeks, but I could do it. Anyway, good luck. 1,000 pages about me being parasocial. I have so much evidence of me being parasocial. Point me to any VTuber stream. It's like, remember when he would watch every single Amelia Watson and Pomu Rainpuff video, and then if he missed it, he would watch the VODs. And then he would like stay up until like, remember that one time when Pomu Rainpuff did like Super Mario 64? And she was like on the last boss, and I was like, surely she beats the boss in the next hour, right? It was like 2 a.m. And I was like, no, I gotta stay up for this. And then I was like, it was like 4 a.m. and I was like, surely she has to beat the boss like soon. And then she did, and it was like 5 a.m. or something. I was like, am I glad that I stayed up for this? No. No, I really wish I'd gone to bed. But now I have a story to tell, right? If I'd gone to bed, I would not have had this story. What if streamer talks about you after you left? They would never. No one would ever talk about me when I'm not there. Imagine doing that. It would never happen. Have y'all talked about me when I wasn't there? Now she's dead. Pomu? Yeah, unfortunately she's dead. Wait, she literally, okay, I shouldn't say that. But in a way, you're right. You are right. She is actually dead. Wow, I never thought about it that way. When I said that she was dead, I was joking, but like she actually is dead. Like, canonically. Time to stream, so... Sorry, to exclusively talk about Wolfie when he's not there. You should do it. Welcome Oboro Asano as well. I brought you up on stream before, but what do you say though? What did this guy say? Did you see that tweet about a skull with Pomu's headband? I don't think I have. I don't think I have. I think I talked about how you have the only good emotes on Twitch? What? You're telling me that you hate Soya Poya's emotes? This guy who's a Soya Poya, you're saying that Soya Poya doesn't have good emotes? Can't believe this. But thank you though, those were kind words. Yeah, you think that's not a good emote, huh? Unbelievable. Put that in the document. Can we start a cancel document for every chatter? On this day, Matthias wrote that he hated Soya Poya's emotes. You have good emotes, but it's missing a gun? No. I would never. Gun. People especially love when I use the wolf as a rat emote. What do they say though? Are they like, whoa, that's a good rat? There's been times when people use my emotes outside of my chat, and then the streamer would say good things, and then the chatter would come into my stream and say, I was in another stream and the streamer said good things about your emote. And I said, what? Actually, for some reason, I remember like such a very specific moment. It was when I was playing Dark Souls 2, and I was at the Shrine of Amana. Specifically, I can't describe what the area looked like, but it was this one very specific area. I had to use a bow to kill these enemies, because otherwise it was really annoying. And then I think Moonybug was in chat, and she said, Wolfie, I used your emote in Rose Doodle's chat the other day. And she said it was good. And I was like, whoa, what the... And I just remember that very specific moment, and I was like, that is good. That's good. That's, that's nice. They say it's very cute, and they love the emote. Well, that's good. I'm glad that people appreciate it. Violence is the answer. Violins. Violins is the answer. Violins. You know who played the violin? Soyapoi. Have you experienced anyone tracing their emotes and using them on Twitch? Yes. That happens all the time. Actually, like all the time. It's literally always happening. Constantly. To the point where people don't know that I'm the original. They're like, hey, your art looks like this. And then I'm like, that's a trace version of my art. And they're like, oh, oh, shoot. I used Wolf's rat in Humania's chat. She stopped whatever she's doing, talked about how cute it was for 20 seconds? What the? That's crazy. That's good though. Rat cash. Has someone traced the cash emote? The money emote with a different character? I haven't seen that. But yeah, it was historically relevant because before people knew who I was, also welcome Zoe. There was like, before I did whole live art, before I did like anything, this was when I was in my Aikatsu arc. There'd be someone who would like trace over my gifts and people that like would sort of have my art style. And then people would be like, hey, Wolfie, your art reminds me of this person. And I'm like, that's the person who copied my art style. What do you mean? What do you mean that my art looks like their art? It's that their art looks like my art. Is it a different money gift? Is it the one of Mari from Whole Live? Sorry, not Whole Live. Love Live? They both have live in it. The money. That one, you know the funny thing about that gif is that the original gif was not even money related. It was actually a fan. Like performative fan. One of those traditional Japanese fans. That's it. But then someone traced over it and made it into money. And that's, I feel like a lot of people know that one. Amateurs create a model of Wolf's art and generate the emotes? No. I feel like AI cannot fully capture my art. At least for now. In general, I can already imagine it. Yeah, that one. It was originally a fan. Anyway, I'm gonna screenshot this. Oh, it's not even done. It's still in progress. Is a performative fan only pretending to make wind? No, it was for like ceremonies and stuff. Can I imagine the emote? Yes. The Joel, I can imagine the Joel. Vine sauce Joel. You got the spinning fish Joel. You got Joeler. You got some guy teaching his son to spin while Joel spins in the background. What was that gif? Welcome, Walt Scout. I've seen many derivatives of that Mari. No, it's derivatives of my emote. It's you're treating it as if that Mari is the original emote. It's derivative of my emote. Speaking of spinning, they're derivatives of the Mari though. Yeah, but then the Mari is derivative of mine. So doesn't that transitively make it derivative of mine? It's inheritance. I guess you're not wrong, but like, I don't know. Can I show you the original? Can I find the original? What do I even search for it? Let me search. It's probably on Pixiv, right? Pixiv. It's also on Twitter, but I feel like I don't know what keywords I would search to find it on Twitter. Let's see, let me scroll. Scrolling down. I have scrolled. I'm continuing to scroll. You're just scrolling. Okay, where is it? Where is that? Did I? Can't find it. What if it was not real? What if? Oh no, here it is. This one. I like the derivatives where the character has no money but still pretends to throw it. Here, this is the original. Look, it was originally a fan. One of those traditional Japanese fans. Yeah, this one. This was the original. And people don't even know. They're like, oh, this looks like the money gift. This looks like the money one. No. Now look at my recent art. Look at that. We got the vacuously emotes. We got the run. We got the money. We got the Choco Jack's birthday 2024. I know that. I know that. That's me. We got the Ame waving. We got the Alyssa birthday 2024. Can people comment? Yes, but it's mostly just it's mostly just that one emote of the elephant. Why can't I find? Do comments not get enabled when you're not logged in or something? Where's the Choco Jack's birthday 2025 posts? I only really post GIFs on here. Like non-animations rarely get posted. Remember this one? Remember this image? Remember Karagi 2-year? Remember that Kirby? Remember Super Mario? Remember Moonybug? Remember Moonybug in general? Remember Chia? Do you guys remember Chia? Do y'all remember that this thing was in an art book? The official art book published by Pixiv Corporation in the Artists of the Americas. Welcome, Zeb. Thank you, thank you. Remember Amelia Watson emotes? Remember Pomu emotes? I just remembered, didn't people use a Love Live? Didn't people make a Love Live fighting game using the Wolf's SWF thing? Yeah. Probably. Karagi 2-year. Soon she'll be at 5 years. That's crazy. Karagi nostalgia. Oh yeah, this guy's a Karagi mod. I forgot. Imagine being a moderator. Imagine wanting to be a moderator. Couldn't be me. I would never be a mod. I remember when I was a kid and I would be like on forums, I'd be like, I would love to be a mod. Oh, it would sound great. You know, and then people would respect me or whatever, and then I'm like, no. Nowadays, I'm like, no, I don't want that. Remember when I was a mod in Pomu Rainpuff's chat against my will? And I was like, I don't know if I want to be a mod. And it's like, you know how like on YouTube, they don't have VIPs? So like for the streamer to see that someone notable is in their chat, they have to like moderate them. Right? And then I was a mod in Pomu's chat and I was like, I don't know. And she's like, Wolfie, don't worry. I don't expect you to moderate. But I felt so self-conscious. I was like, well, I can't just chat normally anymore because now like everyone's gonna be like, oh shoot, it's Wolfie. Hey Wolfie, wow, it's Wolfie. And I would detract from the conversation, and that caused me to not chat as much. It's messed up actually. Soon you can be a lead moderator too. What do you mean? For my stream? Nowadays he mods his chat. The days on Twitch before VIP was certainly something. When did they add VIP anyway? Remember the time you did moderate? Yeah, there was one time I banned someone in Poma's chat. He was being really weird. He was just typing things like in Russian, and it was like had nothing to do with the stream. And then I like Google translated one of them, and I was like, this guy's saying some like weird stuff. And then someone messaged me after, we're like, thank God you banned that guy, because we've been seeing this guy for weeks. And then I guess he came back at some point. I don't know. Twitch is considering a new mod role called lead mod. What does that even mean? What does it mean to be a lead mod? A lead mod? What if it was lead instead of lead? I remember the chats with like 50 mods before VIPs. Isn't it like intimidating when you like show up into a chat and like 90% of the chatters are VIPs or mods? Isn't that like... I feel out of place, right? You're like, everyone here is like important in some way, and I'm like, I'm just like a guy. And they all are very active chatters. It's like head mod, but like, why do they need that though? Is it like, do they, I guess, have permission to like ban and unmod other mods or something? It's a dilemma. Having too many important roles. Yeah, oh, so they can choose who gets to be a moderator. What is this link? CDN sword guy from movie with swords pointed toward him. Oh, because mods are swords. Wouldn't it be funny if someone made their sub badge like the moderator icon? Can someone do that? Not me, I don't want to do it. Can someone just like change their icon to be, yeah, or like the VIP badge so everyone who's subscribed is a VIP? Wouldn't that be so funny? I'm like, what the frick? Like half of this chat is mods. How does that how does that happen? No. Can't believe this, man. I feel so out of place. I feel so powerless. Everyone here has powers. You should make your sub badge green on April Fools. I don't know. I feel like I don't do April Fools things anymore. Like, when was the last time you remember me doing anything for April Fool's Day? Never. I don't think it has ever happened. I honestly feel out of place in places where only subs chat. I feel like I don't notice, really. I don't really pay attention to the fact that most people are subscribed. But I feel like it's common in, like, smaller streams, right? Because, like, you would imagine most of the viewers to be regulars for, like, people that don't have that many viewers. And it would make sense for most of them to be subscribed. I don't know. I have one mod in my chat and I gave it to him as punishment. Did he quit? Did he leave? Was he upset? There's a streamer who does the get VIP for channel points thing. I got it, but now I regret it because it makes me feel self-conscious about chatting. No, I feel like if that's a redeem, VIP status means nothing. I know Vacuously has that. It costs 10k points to become a VIP. And I feel like it devalues the VIP status. But actually, I'm a VIP without spending, because I made Vacuous Sugar Quest. So, like, I didn't even notice when I got VIP'd. I was like, it's like, wait a second, I'm a VIP now. Yeah, 10k is really low. It's a battle royale. Yeah, there's like limited slots. But I mean, you know, a lot of people have it. Let's see, maybe head mod could have some extra perms. Like a mod can't start a raid without editor perms. But you don't want to give an editor to all your mods. I did not know that mods had specific permissions. I thought they just had fixed permissions. I guess that makes sense. You announced Wolf Corp on April Fools and even linked to the website at example.com. Yeah, but I mean like on stream though. That's an April Fool's thing that I did off stream. And it was barely even anything. He must bear the shame. Bear, seek shame. Alright, well, welcome back. Best game ever? Back you with Sugar Quest. VIP status redeem and DVIP another chatter as another redeem. Klonk's VIPs can be stolen and given to other people. That's what he has. Yeah, I don't care about VIP status. Cause I already know I'm VIP, okay? In my heart. When I show up and people go, oh, this Wolfie, whoa, what the freak, this Wolfie? That's a guy. That's me. He's so humble. He's out here just being like, wow, look at how humble I am. I just show up in a chat and people know who I am. To the point where sometimes it's actually kind of annoying because it detracts from chat. I remember, I think one time I was, oh, you know what's funny? Also, welcome Catpots. Thank you for the 10-month. Is when someone raids and I'm like in the raid. Welcome Carp as well. I'll be like a chatter in someone's raid, and they will send the raid, and then like I post the raid message, and then the streamer goes, "Oh hey, whatever, thanks for raiding," and then they go, "What is that Wolfie? Oh my god, is that Wolfie?" And I'm like. It's like, what? Did someone just raided you? You should be talking about the raider instead. I don't know. It's a bit much. It is awkward, right? Like, come on, man. What about the person who just raided you? The big celebrity. Oh, I have it so hard. Oh no, it's so difficult to be a niche internet micro celebrity. Sometimes people recognize me and it detracts from the chat sometimes. I could see it being annoying as a chatter as well. Like, sometimes like when you're like watching Northernline or something, and then like some verified chatter shows up and like, you know, you get 10 messages like, OMG, that's this person. Oh my god, it's this person. Well, it doesn't matter. They're just trying to chill as well. They're just chatting. Welcome Wolfas versus... Whoa, it's Wolfie. Hi, Wolfie. Yeah, when they don't know. Alright, let me scroll up. I missed a bunch of messages. He's moving the goalposts. Exactly. I actually really care about high channel points of VIP when I watch someone a lot. Especially if it's tied to hyperlink permissions. I see. I guess that makes sense. If VIP actually has like permissions that are like not just like, look at this guy, right? That makes sense. This one's 100k redeem, and I feel like it makes people want to chat less when they come in and the first time they see several VIPs. I think that is true. I feel like it is intimidating when I have that many VIPs. It's kind of funny I had this happen before where people like, whoa, that's ProZD, the guy who makes the that's the voice actor guy. That's the guy who makes the funny skits on YouTube, but like that's actually a different guy. It's a totally different guy who just happens to have a name that's spelled somewhat similar. Today's programming for fun has been completed. ProZD has happened also. Whoa, that's the funny man on YouTube. What if you change your name for every raid? That's not possible. You can only change your name like once every few months, right? As a person who started watching streamers because I saw one of their mods as a person I know, endorsement is real. Started watching streamers because I saw one of their mods as a person I know. I see. So like you see someone you know in the chat and you're like, wait a second. I feel like that is also true. Like if I'm like am checking out someone's stream for the first time and I recognize some chatters in there, I'm like, okay, I know this chatter. They watch other streams that I watch. Actually, the other day, maybe like a week ago, I tuned into a stream and I saw Namai in there. Denchi was also there. And I was like, well, okay, if Denchi and Namai are both watching this streamer, surely it's a good content, right? And then I followed. Such betrayal. Let's see, Handful said, I actually got recommended a short from NL where he responded to someone in Derma's chat and no one responded to NL. Yeah, he talked about that as well. Northern Lion was like watching and the clip was specifically someone mentioning Northern Lion, like, oh yeah, I saw Northern Lion do this or whatever. And then Northern Lion was in the chat and he said something and no one cared that he was there. It was actually funny. Like, they were literally talking about him. And no one was even like, OMG, is that the Northern Lion? Is that the real NL, the guy we were literally talking about? Wow. Let's see, more often when I raid people think it's an Elko and Q raid because he's there too. Oh, that's what you mean. I thought you meant people recognize you, like, as a chatter, like when you're in the raid. No, you mean when you raid someone and someone notable is in your chat. Yeah. They're like, thanks for the raid. Oh my god, is that this guy? Bro, I'm a huge fan of your content. I can't believe that's the real this guy. You need to wait 2 months between name changes. Yeah. So I guess I'll check out that streamer. Oh, the pinned message is by redacted WTF Pog. Yeah, it's fun recognizing chatters from different streams. Because then you can be like, oh, I know that guy. I've seen that guy before. Like when I watch a stream and then I see my chatters in there as well. And by my chatters, I mean people that watch my stream and chat. Not that I, like, own you guys or anything. It's just the way the English language works. You know, the word my implies possession, but, like, not necessarily. It's just a relationship that implies, like, the person, it's, like, relative to, like, the person who's saying the word my. Like, you know, like, my mother, my father. It's not like you own them or anything. When I say my chatters, that's what I mean. It's like when I see my chatters, like another stream, and I'm like, oh yeah, own, you can own me. No, that's weird. Isn't it strange that English work like that? Like, it's totally normal to say, like, you know, my parents, my brother, my sister, but like you don't, they're not yours. It's just like the word my is being used like relatively, you know? That's how it is. It's the same in every other language, right? Okay, maybe it's not just English. Like, that's just what it's like in general. I guess it's also, yeah, it's also like that in, like, Japanese, right? Interesting. Welcome, Namington. My streamer. Did anyone say my streamer to their streamers? That's a thing people say. My streamer. There's like one chatter whose excellent taste in streamers made me pick up 4 streamers. That's crazy. How that's like so many. 4 streamers. You can't own me 1v1 me in Smash? No, I can't play Smash Bros. I'm bad at games. I do for the streamers I'm on for. You say my streamer. What if it was mice streamer? If they were a mouse. Mice streamer. Mice stream guys, mice streamer. I only say my streamer when it's something negative. Like what? when the streamer fails at something and you're like, my streamer. In Italian, we also have to say I have this person to say we have them as friends or social media. Man, is there a language that doesn't work like that? Like a language where you don't say like my brother, my sister. Just something to think about. I'm not sure if I picked up Essie from him or from you though. I think it was from me. I remember specifically that Slime Molder may have watched Essie at around the same time that I started watching her. And I was like, oh, you watch her because I rated her. No, I think he watched at around the same time. But for you, it might be because I rated her. Possibly. I think it would also be fun to like track like how people found streamers, right? It's like there's people that I know that watch the same streamers I watch because I've rated them, right? But then there's chatters that I know that watch the same streamers but like from a different streamer, right? Because like maybe they watch like Karagi stream or something and Karagi rated them. And then I was also in that Karagi raid, so I happened to like have the same, like, you know, found them at the same time. I know I found Tsukimi from him. Tsukimi B. Dorney, the person who does plastic model building or whatever. I know at least 2 mice streamers. Name all the mice streamers you know. Clavio, Nemimi. You can't name rat streamers, so because that's different. They have to be mice. No, rats in this specific situation, rats do not count. They have to specifically be mice. Now, if you could name, I feel like I can name more rat streamers than I can mouse streamers. Maybe. Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah, Iron Mouse, of course. The most well-known mouse streamer, yes. Yeah, if you can name rats, you got Bodega Rat, you got... Isn't Zuma a rat? You got Rem to Ember, you got Bales. The only one I know is this one because Cole's replying to her, because that's what I said. That's the one I named. Nemimi. I do always see him replying to her. Twitter loves putting things on your timeline of just people replying to other people. And I see it and I'm like, oh yeah, Cole, remember that guy? Remember Cole. Hampone, isn't that a hamster though? That's not a mouse or rat. That's a different thing. You know all streamers? No. Close enough. It's not the same. It's totally different. I watch a mouse called Bucket BC. Balbg. It's another where she graduated. Do I know any other mouse VTubers besides the ones I just named? I probably do. But I feel like I can't think. Oh, wasn't there was oh shoot, what was her name? That person that Berrybug used to collab a lot with. But then it was revealed that she was actually like a mom and was married the whole time and she's taking care of her kids instead, so she stopped streaming as much. What was her name? What was her name? I feel like at least someone here has to know. Dozens of rats. Crazy origin story. Is it an origin? Is it crazy? There's like a lot of VTubers that are like mothers. They just don't tell their chat. And then one day they're like, oh, actually guys, I'm a mom. It's not that crazy. What was her name? I can't believe this. I don't know. Can I look through my list of people I follow? Do you prefer squids or octopuses? Like, in what context? Like as food? Or like how cool the animal is? Or like VTubers? I don't think, do I know any squid? Okay, no. Okay, octopus VTubers, I guess Ina is kind of one. Do I know any squid VTubers? Not even VTuber, just aesthetically. I don't know. I don't really have too much of a preference. Some even have their kid as part of the content. Yeah, there's that one mother VTuber who's Japanese, and what's her name? Otsukare, that's her name. Otsukare. That's one. I know there to be Splatoon themed VTubers. Oh yeah, wait, isn't there one named Octoling or something? No, that's not it. Hackerling? That's what I was thinking of. Isn't that one that's an octopus or like a squid or something? Poetry Sensei used to be squid-like. Sansy, I don't think I've heard of him. Sansy, isn't that the skeleton guy from Undertale? That's the guy whose voice was sampled from Patrick from SpongeBob? Hackerling barely uses her VTuber model. Wait a second. Isn't that's, I mean, they're a VTuber. It'd be cool if they didn't hide that. I understand the fear of doxing though. Yeah, I don't know. Imagine hiding. Imagine having secrets. Imagine having a life outside of streaming. Impossible. Internet. I wonder what it would be like though. Like if your parent was a VTuber and like you were on their streams and then you grew up and you're like, oh yeah, you know, my mom's a VTuber and blah blah blah. Like, man, that must be, that's kind of cool, right? Kid is an excellent source of docs. Mom the kid from blah blah blah. That is true. Like, kids don't understand internet security. They don't even really know what the internet is. I mean, some of them do. Actually, many of them do. But what am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Also, I'm going to screenshot this now. Look at this amazing art. Very nice. Very nice art here. Is that me as a zombie? Am I dead? That's me with the magic. Me as a bat. Me if I was a bat, guys. What if I was a bat? What if I was a bat VTuber? This is the guy from I'm Scared. It's my scary. That's the guy from Cave Story. That's a quote from Cave Story. Oh, it's not done yet. I'm sorry for taking a screenshot despite the fact that you are not done. A zombie Frankenstein thing? I don't know, what did I miss? Do people just discover different VTubers to start watching? Or is it normally just getting introduced by ones you're already familiar with? I think both. I think when I first started watching VTubers, most of the streamers that I found was because Kuragi rated them. And then after some time, I just started finding streamers on my own. I feel like raids are a good way. I don't think bat would suit you. What? Would anything suit me though? Batman. Zombie Frankenstein. I'd still like you even if you were a worm, thank you. Oh, worm? Worm ways. I sure hope it does. You know the I'm Scared guy is Italian? He's called Ivan. That sounds like a D's Nuts joke setup. Like, I'm sure you're being, like, for real. But the way you phrased it, say, hey, you know this guy is Italian, his name is something. And then I'm like, is that a D's nuts joke? There is too many VTubers. At the start I found my own, but now I just find through the streamers I follow. Yeah, because I think... Because, you know, if someone you watch raid someone, not just once, but like often, you're like, okay, they probably... You know, I watch this streamer, the streamer knows this person, surely they must be good content, right? And then I would follow. I stopped doing that. I used to just follow whoever my streamer rated. Now I'm following too many people, and then I'm just like, okay, they're raid. This is like the 50th time they raided this person. I'm still not following. It's too much. I think a bird would suit me. Bird Wolfie, if he was a bird. Is it because of all the times I've drawn myself as a bird? Such as this. Isn't this a bird, guys? Isn't this a bird? Isn't this one? That's a bird. Remember this one? That's a bird. This is a bird. It's a shrimp and a bird. There's so many of them. There's so many of them. There he is. 50% of streamers I watch consistently I started because of Wolf. What the? Can you name all of them? How is y'all's? Yeah, how is y'all's? Name all the streamers you found because of me. Me specifically. I can only have so many parasocial relationships. That's not true. You can have more. You could have so many. There's no limit. Although I guess it does diminish the existing parasocial relationships you have. I don't know. Off is probably the main streamer I watch consistently, actively even. But what if Hamflow streamed? Wouldn't that be not true if Hamflow streamed? It's only because Hamflow doesn't stream. Alright, look at that guy. I don't have the amount of time or attention to diffuse it even further. What? But you could be parasocial for so many more people. My sleep schedule is somewhat stable. That's good at least. I forget sometimes you're the one who introduced me to Uoslab. Was it back when he was still known as U to Owo? Back when he was a Karagi viewer. I mean, I guess he still is. Back when he wasn't a big time streamer. And he was just making fan clips of streamers. Can I show you this the fan art that Uoslab drew of me many years ago? Back before he was famous, I can point back to it and be like, hey, remember this? Remember this before this guy was famous? Yeah, look at this. It's right. Look at this. Check this out. Oh, am I gonna get copyright strike for that? I'm not gonna play the audio because it does have music. Yeah, it's me. Look, there's me. There's me by Uoslab. Did I introduce you to Eggy? Probably. I have rated Nice Eggy before. Now the song specifically, you can imagine, is actually My Life is a Video Game. Life is like a video game. That's the song, okay? that is the song that's playing. I don't know if it's content ID matchable. Eggy's another one I watch consistently. That's good. I love introducing people to streamers that they watch regularly now. Welcome, Diego. It's cool when the viewership overlaps. Have there been streamers that you've seen like on your recommended that like you don't watch, and then like one day you're like, they've been recommended to me so much, I guess I will watch them, and then you're like, oh, actually this is pretty good content, I probably should have watched earlier. It's happened a few times. Yes, right, exactly. There's been times when, like, you know, I'd be like, this person again, bro. That's what happened with Alyss. I feel like I kept seeing, like, people post Alyss emotes, and also her channel kept showing up in my recommended, and I never watched. And then it wasn't until she started playing Dark Souls 2, and I was like, oh, Dark Souls 2, I know that. And then I watched. And now I've been subbed for, like, at least a year. Twitch streamers have content? Yes. You're watching it right now. Sometimes I watch random streamers playing games that I like. I don't do that. Because I'm not a category viewer. The UO stream you rated was him doing some weird stuff with uranium. That's where I learned you can buy uranium on Amazon. That's cool. It feels weird rating him now, because like he has so many viewers. It's like the thing where like, oh, do people think I'm like leeching? You know, like when a small stream raids a large stream. That's like, oh, this person's raiding just to get, you know, a shout out from the streamer and to steal viewers. No, but he knows me. I think it's fine because he knows me. Diego said, I love when she reads my name. I'm a simple chatter. What Alyss? Yeah, I like that she doesn't read everyone's name. But like sometimes she'll just say like, hi, name, and then you're like, oh, she said my name. She doesn't always say names. It's me when I'm parasocial. Yeah, streamer said my name. Oh my god, streamer said my name. Let's see, Altscop said, I've done that for a few games. That's how I found back 5 years ago. What was she streaming then? Outer Wilds? I know there's a lot of people that like browse a category for Outer Wilds. Ghost Runner, I've never even heard of it. I follow so many people that my recommended is showing me people I haven't watched in months. You have to rate him early into the stream. When he's just yapping. When the streamer says hi to me, oh, that's me right there. I used to speedrun it a lot at the time, so I browse the category often. I am following some categories though. Like, what am I following? Games that no one ever plays. I'm following Some Goodbyes We Made. That's a category that I'm following. I'm following Mario's Picross. Mario's Super Picross. I don't actually click on the category though. But every once in a while I'm like, yo, someone's playing Mario Picross. Yeah, Vacuous Sugar Crash, I'm following that one. No one streams that. But they will soon, because Altscott's making a mod or something. Have you seen an anime called See You Tomorrow at the Food Court? There's a scene where a streamer reads the girl's name. I have not seen the anime, but I have seen a clip of that segment, specifically. Wasn't it like she sent a super chat and then they're like, she's not reading my the streamer's not reading my super chat. And then the streamer reads her super chat and then she gets embarrassed. Or whatever. Mindustry? I've heard of that one. Something that surprised me is that tons of people who are pros in whatever game will browse so many channels under the category. I remember the time when Rainbolt, the famous GeoGuessr player, he showed up in an SE stream when she was playing GeoGuessr. I talked about this. And like she didn't know who he was. And everyone else was like, that's freaking Rainbolt. And she's like, who? She's like, is that someone well known? That's like the guy. That's like John. That's like John GeoGuessr. And she's like, oh, I didn't know. And then someone gifted him a sub, and he posted 3 emotes of SE_channel, and I was like, holy frick. Rainbolt posting SE emotes in the SE_channel chat. That was crazy. What if that happened to me? Like if Rainbow watched my stream? Imagine Rainbow tune into webfishing? Holy frick. We should play GeoGuessr. There was a time when I played like City Guesser for like a few hours, right? I don't know. Anyway, okay, related to the previous discussion, streamers that you've seen recommended but didn't actually watch. Vacuously was also one of those. I remember a long time ago, I saw her stream recommended. I think she was like in Japan or something, but I clicked on the stream. I watched for like maybe 2 minutes and then I tuned out. And then it wasn't until like last year or something when she showed up in my recommended again, and I was like, oh, I remember this person. I was like, oh yeah, this is the person from like a year ago that I did not follow, that I did not watch their stream. Can Rainbow locate the web fishing island? Probably. Rainbow knowing my exact maps coordinates from the way... No, Rainbow, when he hears the ice cream truck outside my house that shows up like every day, that ice cream truck sounds like it's from it's from Brooklyn specifically. You know, the frequency from this ice cream truck sound is specifically located in this southern part of Brooklyn. Actually, it's actually like right next to this store. It's about like 3 blocks away from this avenue. You appear in someone's chat and they're just like, who's Wolfers? That has happened before. It's happened a few times when other chatters are just like, whoa, that's Wolfers. That's crazy. And then the streamer doesn't know. But it's only because my name is Wolfers and not Wolfie. But then sometimes they check it out and they're like, oh yeah, I recognize this art. It's happened. But there have been times that people just did not know, which is also valid. That's what happened to me when I showed up in a stream and people were like, that's Wolfers, that's Wolfie. Seeing the art through Whole Live back in the days. Yeah, that's why Twitch should give me my rightful username. So people know that it's me. I saw your emotes and I was like, I know this art style. It happens a lot. Also, do you guys know that I was supposed to hydrate 4 minutes ago and I didn't? I'm gonna drink water right now. No, Zoe, I don't think you did. You can mention it now. Alright. What games does he play? Wolfie? Does Wolfie play? He plays web fishing. He plays software and game development. Drinking water with the T-pose is like mind control, man. Sick dude. Man, sick dude. When dude is sick and also a man. I don't remember how I found most streamers. I feel like I could probably count or like recall how I found various streamers. Like I'll be like, I found this person because Karagi rated them. I found this person because Chokujax rated them. Maybe Eggy rated you and that's how. I randomly found by browsing Mario 64 tag. I wonder, That is true, like, although I can recall how I found streamers, I'm not sure that I can recall how... Sorry, I don't think I can recall how chatters found me. Not that I would know, right? That'd be kind of weird. Because they don't usually say it. People don't usually say, hey, I'm here because of this person. They just show up. Like, I'm here because this person rated. This person added to the spreadsheet. No, it's not. I tell you, it's not a spreadsheet. Yeah, it's a log seek. I'm in a Discord channel. of bigger servers that post about VTubers. Someone brought out how Wolfie drew small armor is the same person who did the Wolfie's great SWF thing. Is how I heard of Wolfie. A year later, I saw Wolfie stream fishing on the lake. This sounds excellent. Of course. That's good. Me showing up in recommended. People going, hey, that's this guy. I saw this channel in my recommended and thought it was someone stealing Wolfie's art. Yes, I am. That's me. I'm stealing my art. It's literally me. Found you from back, and I found her through Z. Shoal Z. Shoal Z. Yeah, but then how do you find Shoal Z then? How do you find the first streamer in the chain of finding streamers? I saw you and was like, yo, that's Wolfie. You were playing Passport 2. I remember that. That was good times. I was actually looking at that VOD the other day. Because I think Vac was looking for like game suggestions in her Discord. And she said she bought Passport 2. And then I was like, you bought the first one and not the second one? And then I was like, check it out if you get the second one. And if you have a 3D model, you can literally put yourself in the game. Also, welcome Piss. I found you in my garden like a little gnome of sorts. How did you find me? Was that also from Vac? How did you find Vac? Vac rated Scholzy like a gazillion times before I followed, and then we actually became friends. Yeah, there have been streamers that I've been rated into a billion times that I never actually bothered following. And then one day I'm just like, you know what? I probably should follow them eventually. I think I found Wolfie from Ham. The Ham Who Flows. I found Z from Bibs, and Bibs was playing Kerbal Space Program. I see. It's a cool game. I just don't think I would ever get into it. Kerbal, isn't that the chatter? The classic chatter? Classic Kerbal Space Program? I happened to see you playing Mario Galaxy and then found other streamers through you. Can you believe Hamflo didn't even watch VTubers back in the day? And then I like raided into Karagi or something, and now he's like VTuber. Now he is a VTuber. It's freaking crazy. Now he's a Karagi Orbiter or whatever, as people refer to him. Found Wolfie from Karagi. Yeah. I think that's cool. Finding streamers from streamers. What about the streamers that you haven't found? Here's a chain, Sanuki, Sleepybug, Bex Valentine, Vacuously, and then me. I recognize at least Sleepybug, Vacuously, and myself. This name sounds vaguely familiar, Bex Valentine. I'm not sure if I know them, but it sounds vaguely familiar. Welcome, Hoppy Hollow. It could be any number of associations, but really the only time you pop into memory is when your icon shows up or when your name appears in chat, which isn't often, but it happens at the right moment. Any number of associations, but the only time you pop into memory is when your icon shows up. This guy's not constantly thinking of me? What's wrong, huh? I can't believe this. Can't believe you go throughout your day and don't spend every waking moment thinking, I wonder when Wolfie's gonna stream. I remember being excited about Clonk in Wolfie's Discord when I first saw him. When Clonk showed up and you're like, whoa, that's the guy. That's the guy with all the L's. That's John L. It's crazy. When I first saw him in my For You, I remember being excited about Clonk and Wolfie's Discord. What? John Emacs. I spend most of my day thinking about how to implement fixed point math ops on minted computers in assembly. What's the best way? Can you teach us? Haven't found the real Wolfers yet. You're watching him right now. That's him. Oh man, that Wolfers guy. I wonder what that guy's doing. And then you're like, he's streaming? What the frick? He's streaming to no one in particular. There have been times when didn't someone mention this recently? Like Marley, who Zoe also watches, like I think she was like afraid to raid me because she thought I would have so many viewers. She's like, oh, he's famous. He surely has like a lot of viewers. And then she found out that I don't. I thought that was funny. Like, this guy, I thought this guy would have 1 billion viewers. And yet, he doesn't. He doesn't even have the Wolfie username. I don't remember that. Or maybe it wasn't you. Maybe someone else mentioned that. But there was someone who was like expecting me to have more viewers. I think I found Clonk because I wanted to prove a point to someone about how the Twitch browse page could not present me with the relevant broadcasters. You're like, why would Twitch show this to me? And then you're like, oh wait, oh shoot, this is the perfect this is actually the perfect stream for me to watch. Oh god. And now it's too relevant. Surely this happens often, right? Twitch front page is actually pretty decent at showing me new broadcasters. Alright, who's in? Can I check my Twitch page? Who is on my page right now? Origin Angel, who's a moderator on Northern Lion stream. I got Chibli. Is it mostly people that I'm following? What about people that I'm not following? There's some people. Ludwig's on there. Hashtag sponsored. Ludwig, greatest racer on EA something. Wait, Umania. Didn't someone literally mention Umania today? They're on my recommended now? Who, what was the context of that? That sounds vaguely familiar. Ghibli. Ghibli. Oh, it was you. It was probably you, right? Oh yeah, no, you mentioned because when you posted Wolf's Rat. Yeah. That's what it was. Browse page is too big, too slow. I rely on the sidebar in its default appearance. That's fine. Ghibli. They're listening. They're in your walls. They can hear you. They're in your wolves. That has happened. I've talked about this. There was a time when my coworkers talked about a video. I was like in the office and they're like, oh, I've been recommended this video about whatever. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And then literally the next day, maybe even on the same day after I got home, my YouTube recommendations had that video on it. Like, they're listening. How did they know? And then I went, I told them, I was like, hey, remember we were talking about this thing the other day? It literally showed up in my recommended, and they're like, they're listening. I swear they're listening. Everyone says this. What is this? What is this attachment that you posted? Live Clonk finding reaction. They say Twitch recommendations are broken. Oh wait, I remember when you posted your first... I remember when you posted this screenshot in my Discord, and I did not understand what this was. I didn't realize that he was rotated. That he was upside down. I was like, I can't tell what this is supposed to be. I thought he was some kind of like vague shape. I thought this was like an ear. I thought this was like an eye. I guess it is an eye. But I thought like his face was like, this was his face. And then it wasn't until like a day later I looked at it. I was like, that guy is flipped upside down. That's what that guy is. Everything can be traced back to Wolf's. Exactly. I never get those algorithms are listening to me moments. Well, that's good at least. That's good. And your walls and your fridge. I also recognize Carabel in a lot of chats that I'm in. I'm always like watching a stream and then it's like, there he is. There he is. He's in the Olis stream. He's in the Chogodak stream. He's in my stream. He's in the Vacuously stream. Other streams probably. You think Zune knows about Walfas? 100% yes, because he was given one of my keychains at a convention many, many, many years ago. So I would be surprised if he just did not know, like, at all. He probably forgot, I don't know. Me, when I see Wolfie in other streams, yo, that's Wolfie. That's the guy who watches the same streamers. Carabel is everywhere. Classic Carabel is Carobel. This is what I kept hearing. Some people say it differently. Some people say Carobel. Some people say... What did they say? Kerbal. I think Chocojack says Kerbal, right? Isn't that also wacky? When streamers refer to chatters you know by a different name. Carobel. Carabel. I like when they justify, like, no, silly, we aren't listening to you. We just have so much data about you. Your lifestyle chat, it simply appears. Like we eavesdrop. Yeah, no, we don't have all your... okay, we do have all your information, but, like, we're not literally listening to you. We're just harvesting all the data around you. It just so happens that that data makes it seem like it. Carabel. Exactly. It does say Carabel. Crobel. What if it was Crobel? It would if we could. Unfortunately, computationally, we can't. Does anyone click yes when a website asks you if they can track you? There's always, like, I think on iPhone or whatever, if you open an app, there's always an option that's like, allow this app to track you across different websites. And it's like, yes or no. Like, why would you click yes? I click no out of spite, even though I know they won't own it. Yeah, I feel like I still, like, when I have, like, the cookie banners, I'm like, honestly, it probably doesn't matter if I accept the cookie banner. But I always go in and I choose no. Except for essential cookies that you can't disable. Welcome Saxon Hill. It's strange when you recognize a chatter from a completely different sphere or even an emote. It's like when you, like, first watch a stream and you see chatters that you know. And you're like, wait, they're like an active chat. They've been subscribed to this streamer for like... at least a year. Like, this is what they do. This is what they're doing when they're not watching my stream. Or another streamer that I know. I've mentioned it as being like if you saw a coworker at a bar or something. You're like, yep, there they are. When you see a coworker outside of work. I have that I have that add-on. You know, it auto denies for me. I see. I clear cookies automatically, so it doesn't matter. But what about your saved data? Like that every time I go to the website, like Stack Overflow. I give Stack Overflow my data. I probably shouldn't. Seeing a list emote in a popular League stream still messes with me, but I remember how popular Alyssa is. I feel like her emotes are like way popular. Like, more people subscribe to her only because her emotes are good and don't actually watch her streams. Not to imply anything about her content, because I do watch her. I think she's a good streamer. I feel like there's a lot of people that only subscribe for the emotes and don't actually show up. And they will post her emotes on other big streams, and then people go, oh, I've seen this before. When Royal ZK chats in a stream other than Choco and writes full sentences in clear English, yes. I've talked about that before. When you see chatters that are weirdos in certain chats, and they're totally normal in other chats, you're like, what the frick? How do you pronounce Alice? Yeah, Alice. It's actually pronounced Alice. I know it sounds like it may be pronounced Alice, but she pronounces it Alice because it's short for Alyssa. I'm definitely more normal here than in other places. That's good. That's how I always thought. Yeah, Alice. Alice? Alyssa? Post the emote? Yeah, that's one of them. Well, this one is traced though. That's a different one. The other ones though, a lot of good emotes out there. Don't you hate when they replace their emotes that you like with another version that is not the same? When they rebrand and they have a different set of emotes? When they simply update their existing emotes for no reason? I don't believe it. I've seen Rose EK around. They're always Choco J dog posting. Sometimes they post normal things, and it's weird. I'm not allowed to have strong feelings on that matter. I know you think I'm referring to Vacuously, which I am partially, but I'm mostly referring to Alice. And the fact that she has some emotes that I really enjoy using, and now they're like slightly different. Like, they're still good. I just think the old one was better. But yeah. We know this because if I checked in on all the sub-channels, nothing would ever get done. The emotes definitely outrank channels watched. Imagine having emotes. Reminds me of Northern Lions chat characters typing regular outside of NL chat. Yeah. When they're in other chats and they're so normal. Can I think of like specific Alice emotes that I'm talking about? Let's see. Alice ear? I feel okay, so this is an example. She replaced her previous like this emote with this one. And like I liked the previous one better. Not that this one is bad, it just has like a different mood. Same thing for like Vacuously. She has like different emotes now. Her emote of this, I still think it's good. I just prefer the old one because it just conveys like a different expression, you know? Vacuously's new cry emote, I think it's good. I just prefer the old one because it depicts a different type of crying. Right now, her cry emote now is like this one, which is fine, but it's not usually the type of crying that I express. Yeah, Vacuo Poggers is gone, Vacuo Excited, Vacuo Not. I feel like the new Vacuo Not is good, but like I like the old one. Specifically because the timing matches how I would imagine nodding. I think the timing of the old one was really good. I mean, I still use the new one, but that's how it is. I love the brick emote, Alice Brick. That's a good one. There's like some emotes that are really good for very specific situations. There's one streamer who I let my sub lapse partially because they changed their emotes to worse ones. I could see that happen, true. I miss old Choco J Wave. It's actually funny because I do still have the old Choco J Wave on my stream deck. I never updated the image to be the new one. Can I take a photo of it right now? Can I show you my stream deck right now? I'm gonna take a photo of it. I will wait for it to be synchronized to Google Photos Cloud or whatever. And then I will pull it up on stream. I think it's time to overtake Vacu's channel to get emotes back. But you can't say that though. You can't tell a streamer that you prefer their old style. Not to their face. Not while they're watching. It has to be behind their back. And you can't say it's because it's objectively worse. You have to say because it's just different. It's like when Karagi got her 3.0, right? I think the art is really good, but I personally, for me, Karagi version 2 is the Karagi for me, because she drew it. She drew it herself, and I think that's special. Anyway, okay, let me find the image. The image. Here we go. This is this is my stream deck right now. Man, the photo quality is like really bad. It looks so compressed. You see, if I pull up the image, it looks so compressed. Karagi's current 3D model is great though. It's good, but look at this image compression. Okay, hold on. Let me make this smaller. New limes emotes. Here are the current emotes on my stream deck. These are ones that I use often enough that I feel like they are well within me pressing buttons to post them in chats. Some of them I don't use, but okay, this is what I was talking about. ChocoJ Wave, this is the old ChocoJ Wave. It's right there. It's right there. Is the old ChocoJ Wave. IRL stream deck, exactly. I do prefer when streamers stick with their own self-made models. Yeah, that's what I think. I feel like it's got like a certain charm. Like, even though you could argue that the the new art is like more like high quality or whatever, it's nice when they make their own. That's the most unnecessary use of stream deck I've ever seen. I don't only use this for emotes, but when I'm watching a stream, I have this open. Actually, do you know what this button is? I haven't talked about this in a while. This button specifically, right here. This button right here, it'll, if I'm not focused on a stream, I have a custom script that will open up Chrome, switch to the first Twitch or YouTube tab, focus on the chat input box, and then I can just type whatever I want. Right? I don't need to like manually press Alt Tab, find the tab, switch it, click on the thing, start typing. I just click this button, and then I press one of these, and then I press Enter. This makes so much sense, the speed at which you post emotes. Exactly. But I mostly use it when I'm streaming. The streaming, the setup that I have allows me to mute myself, to toggle the water. Remember these toggles that I never use? I can do this on the stream deck, but I never do it because I do the classic VTuber thing where I never use my toggles. I forget that they exist. That's there. And then I can press buttons to like raise and lower my hands. You're like, I wonder how he can point so quickly. It's because there's a button for it. That's it. Anyway, these are the emotes, okay? Hamflow 3 cereal. Oh, this is the old Hamflow 3 cereal before he added the hat to it. This was this was the old generic cereal that was just copied directly from the meme. You got the Hamflow 3 pointing to the ChocoJ dog. ChocoJ point as well. I'm always posting Alyss waiting, always posting ChocoJ check. We got Hamflow 3 stare, we got ChocoJ Human Jam. If you see me posting in Northern Lions chat, I'm often posting ChocoJ Human Jam. And now when you see me post it, you can imagine me pressing 2 buttons and then pressing enter. Anyway, that's how it is. Oh, Alyss also changed her emote. It no longer looks like this. I like the old one. Look, if I post this one, the new one now, right, look, compare these two. This one is different from the other one. I do prefer the old one. Not that the new one is bad. I just prefer the old one. ChocoJ check. No. That's not even possible. Literally, she cannot even check. Choco check. She is not even check. Are there any other photos I can show? Can we just show my photos now? Just find photos that I've taken. Nothing really worth showing. Nothing really that interesting. Note that there are no NL emotes. Yeah, because his emotes are not good. Even he is aware of this. He does not have emotes that are worth subscribing for. That's simply how it is. None of these photos are interesting. That's fine. It's all pictures of food. That's the only thing I take photos of. When I have food, I'm like, oh, look at this. It's food. Oh, what about this photo? There was this photo, I think, let's see. Picture, this one. I think at some stream, Vac was talking about Jellycat plushes. And I was like, oh, I have one of those. And then this was my Jellycat plush that I received from a friend when I was... I don't know how old I was. I was probably like in my teenage years. My friend from like Scotland sent this to me. And then here it is. It's still there. Look, there's Vac. Is it a Jellicle Jellycat? I don't actually know. I didn't buy it myself. It was given to me as a gift. But this is so old you can't find it on the website anymore. They literally don't sell this anymore. It might as well just not be real. Non-VTubers frequently have bad emotes. Sorry, popular non-VTubers usually have bad emotes. Because I feel like it's kind of like hard to to make emotes of yourself if you're not like a cartoon, right? Because usually it's meant to look like you a lot of the time. But there's some good ones. Enel needs to become a VTuber so he can have good emotes. I feel like even if he did become a VTuber, he would not update his emotes. He has not updated them in years. Ever. Who do you think has the best emotes? Alyss. She has the emotes that I probably use the most of all emotes that I have. Millions worth. Jellycat. It's not even a cat though. Yeah, that's a good recent one. Alyss Proud. What is the emote that you all use the most though? Your go-to emote. The one with the best emotes isn't even a VTuber. They are a wheel spinning marbles guy with a good track list. Wheel spinning marbles guy. I don't even know. I clicked the first face cam on my following small ant and his emote set is actually pretty decent. But which one though? Which one? Welcome Porkfoo. Mine would be Wolf's Laugh. What is that one? What is that? Don't you hate when you're trying to hover over an emote on Twitch and then like it shows the click to reply button and you can't see what the emote is? I can't see what emote that is. I most use emotes in order. That one. Is that a dog? Yeah, you do use this person's emotes a lot. Especially this one. That one is used all the time. According to my frequently used... Oh, that's also the messed up part about me using my Stream Deck to post emotes. Is that if you post emotes outside of the emotes menu, they don't count for your popular emotes. So I don't actually know what my most used ones are. I guess you'll find out at the end of the year, right? Twitch recap, they'll tell you. There used to be a few vacuum emotes, but they're gone. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, that's actually kind of sad. Because like, at your end of year recap, it tells you your most used emotes. But then because they switched out their emotes mid-year, it stopped counting. I mean, it still counts the previous one. It's just that, like, since they switched them out, you can't use them anymore, and so it's less likely they'll be in your top emotes. I don't know. We all know those. I like rave dance emotes. They're good. Good emotes. I'm scared of who will be on my end of year stream list. Expectation is Wolfie, Eggy, or Eggy Wolfie, because Eggy streamed a lot this year. I think there's some streamers that, like, would be on my most watched list if they stream more. Like Hamflo. I feel like maybe the fact that Hamflo didn't stream for a month will have lowered him in the rankings. I don't know. Have you been watching NL's Road to Emperor streams? I was at work yesterday, so I couldn't really watch yesterday, but I watched some of today. I was like, I don't know what he's doing. He's playing an FMV Chinese game. I mean, he seems to be having a good time, so. You miss NL Mahjong? Yeah. I saw when he was playing Mahjong several years ago. Handflow didn't stream for months? Has it been months? I thought it was like 30 days. I thought it was 31 days. I don't know. My most mobile frequently used emotes are different from my browser. Is that Q Kumo? No, it's not. It's a different person. I know some of these people. That's Astronomy, right? Yeah. Astronomy, I sure do know her as a streamer. But not personally. I don't actually know her personally. I don't understand the appeal of Mahjong, bro. Mods ban this guy? Get this guy out of here. What, just because you don't know the rules of Mahjong? That's no excuse. I didn't know Mahjong until Northern Lion streamed it. Isn't that funny? The fact that the fact that I played Mahjong Soul because Northern Lion played it like several years ago. Also the fact that I started playing Uma Musume because Northern Lion streamed it. It feels like he would be the most unlikely source for me to play an anime gacha game, and yet it's happened twice. Dewey from the Dewey Decimal System, Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle. Wow. I also like using these emotes. What are those? What emotion is that representing? Also, thank you Zykes for the 36 months. That is 3 years. Some people say Zeeks. How do you feel about that? They pronounce your name as Zeeks instead of Zykes. I think the appeal of Mahjong is playing with friends. Tried to learn Mahjong Soul in Eggy's stream, but it was too confusing. I feel like it would be stressful to learn Mahjong playing on someone's stream. I would at least do the tutorial. At least play a few rounds against the bots. Because otherwise you would get destroyed. Rummy, but with pleasingly plump tiles. Welcome, Tag Barrel. It is hard to learn, though. Initially. It's kind of like there's too many things to do. I like Zeeks because it sounds like a nickname, because I'm a special boy. Well, that's good then. Do you ever correct them, though? Actually, yeah, that is a thing. Do you ever like correct a streamer on how they pronounce your name, or do you just accept it? I feel like Amelia Watson always called me Walfie, not Wolfie. She always pronounced the Wal. She always said Walfie. I never corrected her. I just, yeah, I guess she could just call me Walfie then. Accepting is funnier. I just roll with whatever. Yeah, because I don't want to be that guy. It's like, oh, actually, you're pronouncing my name wrong. Whatever. One streamer calls me XTA. Yeah, I've seen people say XTAG or whatever. Wow, welcome goblin.best. Anything new? Nope, this game has not been updated in forever. They usually don't bother. Streamers have never pronounced my name wrong. Yeah, no one would ever. Like, your name is so easy to read. It's literally piss. How would anyone pronounce it wrong? I've documented my Mahjong learning experience in video form, and it was not pretty. But what if it was, though? One time I got called Go Blind Ought the Best. That's actually so funny. I guess you could read it as Go Blind Ought Best. Never even considered it. Go Blind. My name is actually pronounced O4Fish. Is that real? Is that actually? Should I be pronouncing it that way instead of Orfish? I know Nanolather, right? Nanolather, who is a ChocoJax viewer and used to be a viewer of my stream when I played webfishing some time ago. He would say he prefers to be called Nanolather instead of just Nano. And yet, ChocoJax always calls him Nano, and he has never corrected her. And then, like, one time I was like, hey, you know that he prefers to be called Nanolather, right? And she's like, I didn't know. And she still calls him Nano? And, like, I guess he's fine with it? I don't know. Maybe he's accepted it. I got the nickname Ham so long ago, it feels like 2022. Being called Ham or Penguin feels like I'm a different human being. Yeah, it's because, like, it's because Choco calls you Hamp, right? That's why I call you Hamp. And I'm like, that feels normal. And then when I raid into someone and someone calls you, like, Ham Penguin or, like, Real Ham or whatever, I'm like, that's what the frick? That's weird. People often read my nickname as WED HPL. They think the PL stands for Poland. I just say WED. WED. He corrected you because you called him Lather, not Lather. Right, yes, he also did that. But then I also asked if he pronounced prefers Nano. And he said he doesn't. Collecting different pronunciations. I like to call him Weed. What? Oh, Wed. Weed. Weed PO. Yes, someone who uses a lathe. Yes. Welcome Altchikar. Like when people call me Walfas, I don't correct them because that is literally my username. But then when they do ask, they're like, "Do you prefer to be called Walfie or Walfas?" I'm like, "Walfie, please." And then they call me Walfie. I'm like, "That's good." Now they know. Now they're aware. More like Nano later, guys. Am I right, guys? I don't even know how anyone could mispronounce my username, Kate Potitz. What if they called you Catpo TTZ? Right, you know, like TTV for Twitch TV, but it's like TTZ. Hey, Catpo. Catpo TTZ. This guy wants to be called Walfie? No. Only Amelia Watson calls me that. Did someone gift this guy a fresh game? Why are you always commenting on the games? Always about the games. People call me Namington. Namington 2D. Naming. That's weird. What if people called you Nami Inkton? Nah, that'd be too much. No one says my name right. I give each streamer a different pronunciation. You're telling me it's not Altchikar? that I have not been pronouncing. Literally, I have not been saying it right. Alt-Chakar. Then what is it though? How do you pronounce it? Better yet, he's making his own. Yeah, I'm making my own game. What is the worst name someone has called you? Like a slur? Probably some kind of racist slur. I don't know. I'm assuming you don't mean that, of course. I don't know actually. I don't think there is any such thing. I don't think anyone has pronounced my name so wrong. VTuber, they don't call me VTuber. You said my name pronounced in a more German way, Tsule, but my uni student association used IRC. The first guy to use my nickname IRL pronounces Zully, English style like everyone here. I was too shy to correct me. Oh, it was supposed to be Tsule? I've heard it all channel, Alucard, alt, but is alt-Chakar not correct then? Is it all channel car? You know, most people say Walfus instead of create.swf thinking that's the name of the program. Yes. That is a problem. The first CH is a K sound. Alkchar? What the heck? Alkchar? That's crazy. Alkchar. Alt-Chakar, not Chachar. Okay. I will keep that in mind. And I will be the only streamer to pronounce your name right. I'll probably pronounce it wrong, honestly. Alk-Chakar. Okay. Toasters aren't supposed to toast. All toasters toast. They toast bread. They create toast. Although at what point does it count as toasting toast, right? Because if you leave a piece of bread in the toaster long enough, at some point it becomes toast, and then at some point it continues to be heated up by the toaster. So at that point, are you not toasting toast? Unless you take the toast out immediately as it becomes toast, which I think is actually not possible. There we go. We've actually you. Next time someone says toasters don't toast toast, you can hit them with that. Gotta add last CH like Karagi _Chanel. I like when streamers get Twitch partner, but they don't remove the _CH. Oh, wait, literally all the Karagi mods except Lord Aethelstan are here today. We got Mirkern, we got Wed, we got Zykes, we got Stream Elements, or whatever. The gang's all here. Underscores. I didn't know about Zoolander, what was it? What did that say? I didn't watch Zoolander, so I didn't know about all either until last week. Some people called me that. All? Are you supposed to remove the _CH? No, but I feel like most people like to remove it, because a lot of the time the only reason they have the _CH was because the regular name was taken. Like a lot of the time that's the case. Not always, but often. Wolfie _CH. Stream Element, the real Stream Elements. Wouldn't it be funny if Stream Elements just started chatting like a regular chatter one day? And then people go, what the frick? Streamer, are you like making are you making Stream Elements say things? And you're like, no, they're just doing that on their own. What the heck? With AI, no, but I mean like a real person. There's someone named Wolfie on Twitch? Yeah, that's why I don't have the username. Because if if Wolfie, the username was not taken, that's what I would have changed my name to. That makes too much sense. It makes sense I was going with Alt Carso. Welcome, Brooke. I like when the streamer introduces themselves saying the underscore. Everybody, it's me, Soli underscore channel. I think she does say that. I think Soli does say Soli underscore channel. There's a bunch of people that do that. Does anyone greet you as Zeb underscore 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 underscore? Oh yeah, Mari underscore En. People always say the underscore En. Imagine not saying the underscore En. Does the underscore really affect the algo? I don't think it's because of the algorithm. I just think people like having short usernames that are their exact username without anything extra added. Even if it makes it more confusing. The underscore is part of Mari underscore En brand now. Yeah, remember when Mari underscore En showed up in my stream 5 years ago? When I was playing Switch Sports Bowling? And she mentioned that a character looked like Peter from Family Guy, and I said so true, and then I was like, who is this? And then I clicked on her channel and I followed her. And then I was like, this person's freaking weird. Mari blew up so fast. And that's what happens when you join a VTuber agency. I care a lot about having the 3 in the name, but I rarely pronounce it. Zoli3. YT underscore CH underscore En. My birth name was PLS underscore. I remember. You told this story. I think. It was a different story. I think it was a different story. I don't know. Streamer sense. I do occasionally get that, but I'll judge them if they don't properly say all 7 instead of a random number. Zeb underscore underscore. I did that. I did that earlier. I didn't say all 7 underscores. Mari was already big though. Yeah, but like not to the same extent. She had like what, 300 viewers or something. Now she has like 1,000 or something. More than 1,000. That's like a pretty big change though. Morse usernames would be better if they pronounce it as shorts and longs. I see. She had 1,000, I just go to sleep in EU mornings. Well, okay, I mean when I watched her. When she followed me on Twitch and chatted in my chat, she had like I don't know, 200 or something. Maybe. Although, no, I guess you are talking about like right when she joined the agency. So I guess no, you're right. Why am I talking about things from like that long ago? When streamer just likes to brag that people used to watch his streams at some point. 200 underscores. What about overscores, huh? Alright, thanks for stopping by. Props, not Jack. Back in my day. Any plans for this year's collab? No, we've talked about this. I have no plans for this year's collab. I probably should at some point figure out some collab to do for my one collab of the year that I am obligated to do. I'm not actually obligated to do it. I don't actually have to collab every year. I just happen to do so. You ever find it weird when people pronounce it collab instead of collab? I know Nanodan does it. He always says collab. I think ChocoJax also says collab instead of collab. But they don't say collaboration. They say collaboration. But they say collab. Collate? Collate? Collate, isn't that the the martial art? Colate, isn't that the toothpaste brand? Please collaborate me when I elaborate. Collaboratory. Collaboration. They're both weird though. Collaboration. Google Colab? That is true. But it's a collab though. Collab? Cola-boo-boo? La-boo-boo. Colette implies the existence of a bigger coal. Coal. You guys remember coal? I remember. Now he's watching mouse VTuber streams. Zoom from PBS. I remember that. Clab. L:Q. Clonk. I miss Cole. But he's living his life. He's living his best life. Watching that mouse VTuber. Responding to the mouse VTuber tweets. I knew Cole. I've known Cole for at least 15 years. Back in the Maple Story days. He was also known as Cole. It was good times. Yeah, Boston, Massachusetts. Do you get the rest of Cole's tweets on your For You too? What do you mean by the rest of them though? I get the one, I see the ones where he's replying to the VTuber. Welcome, Pandus. I feel like that's the only ones of his tweets that get shown to me. Like, oh, it's only his responses to other people. No, I don't think the algorithm ever shows me his other tweets. I used to play Maple Story so much and hang out on Basil Market all day. Basil Market. I think that was after my time. I think Basil Market did not exist when I stopped playing. Basil. Gazelle. Welcome, Oomphy Choomphy. I've seen this kind of art from your art style from your model. Was it originally popularized by Holo models? No, you're right. It is because of HoloLive. I copied HoloLive, actually. I was inspired by Amelia Watson's small model. People have accused me of plagiarizing, but I don't know. Maybe they're right. Oh, sorry, I'm being facetious. No, it was me. I drew this. It was because of me. I drew the original art. I can't mislead people, otherwise they'll believe that I'm someone that I'm not. I drew that. That's my art style. Now it sounds fake. Yeah, that's. Yeah. Now you don't know. Now you don't know what to think. You're like, is he lying? Is this a bit? Is this a bit or is he for real? Chat, is he real? It's up to you to decide, okay? You can look up who did the original art. You can determine whether this story makes sense. We talked about this exact thing happening. Yeah, we were like, is that the... is that the... Okay, anyway, I'm going to end the stream. Guys, it's time to end the stream. I'm going to close the lobby. And get our final screenshot in. Wow, look at how spooky this is. I said this wasn't a spooky game. And yet, you see this right now? You have made the stream spooky. Okay, here's my screenshot. You jump on this chair, face the other way. You know you can use middle click to change where you're facing? It's very useful for fishing. And jump on here and then middle click. Or not. Okay, yeah, that works. Okay, there's the screenshot. There is the screenshot. I should also hide the UI for a better screenshot. Alright, well that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining to stream. Here are some things that we showed today on the stream. Actually, while I'm here, let me show you the latest status of my video game. It's mostly the same, but it's very cool. We got a style going on. No, the stream, Wolfie, the stream's going over. What's he doing? No, no. Do I do this all in a VM? This is a real Windows computer that I use only for streaming. What the frick? What are they talking? You know, maybe I won't show it to you. Huh? Maybe I won't show it. Am I on the wrong branch? What if I just do this? Okay. Look at this. Look at guys, look at this. This is why I can shut down my computer at the end of every stream. Because it's a real computer. Whoa, look, whoa, holy frick. It's got style now. It's now a sketchbook. It's got various things on the bottom. This thing's gonna be replaced with the time. I also drew I drew a burger. I drew a fried egg. Look at that pixel art. Look at that classic pixeled art. Anyway, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna end the stream. It's over. Alright, what day is it? Will it be replaced by the time after you solve it? I'm gonna, I don't know, I have not decided yet. National Pet Obesity Awareness Day. Dyslexia Day. Top Spinning Day. Salmon Day. Stop Bullying Day. Indian Air Force Day. Boat Racing Festival, Laos. American Touch Tag Day. Harbor Master Day. Harbor Master Appreciation Day. Alright, which one of these days is the best raid message? You can decide. I'm going to say Salmon Day, but you can choose a different one. Dyslexia Day, you can't say that, Orfish. O4R Fish, if that is your real name. National Salmon Day raid. Is there a salmon emoji? Hold on. Salmon emoji. Oh, there's salmon like as sushi. I thought they would have had salmon like the food. Sorry, the fish. Sorry, that is the food. You could post this if you want. Hey, that's not salmon. What the frick? That's not okay. No, that is salmon. It's salmon and tuna. But like the emote that showed up on the Twitch. No, this is different. Wait, what the frick? It's different on the overlay. This is the Mac OS sushi emote, which is not the same as what's on Twitch. Whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna send the raid somewhere. Let's see. Who do I raid today? What about what about this channel? How about this channel? / raid Cuttle Abyss. There we go. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I will be back on Friday with some software development. I will probably be live continuing to work on my Picross Game Boy game. So look forward to that, or don't. Or you could not look forward to it. You could even be like, frick that game. I'm not gonna watch that stream. You could do what you want, okay? Hype train, bro, it's too late. It's too late for a hype train. Twitch, what are you even doing? Can't believe this. No one even, that subscription was like I didn't even thank Zykes for gifting Mirker. Sorry, I think that happened when I was switching. I was switching to my outro screen and I did not even see it. Sorry. Thank you for the gifted sub. Also, thank you, Altscop. Thank you, Zoli. It's too late. It's too late. You can't. It's not gonna work. The raid is gonna go, and your subscription renewal is gonna be in vain because you will not have had enough to get the hype train emote. Anyway, the raid's gone. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.